Now, she kept millions of us entertained during all of our lockdowns with her weekly kitchen discos. And Sophie Ellis-Bextor is in our kitchen this morning. It's not as jazzy as yours, and you're sitting down. It's a slightly more sedate version. We're going to talk to you about all your hits, but let's take a look. That last song is Sophie's new single, Breaking the Cycle, and she's here. Now, how does it feel for you watching all that back?
It was like not just going back through all the historically videos, but all my different hair colours. I'd forgotten about the blonde phase. Yeah. That was really hard work, blonde.
Keeping up with it.
Yeah, the upkeep, wow.
You've brought out your own music now, because we've known you for the last few years for the kitchen discos, the brilliant bangers and the tour and everything. But the kitchen disco thing, I remember seeing it on, on Instagram and just thinking, God, this is so... And the kids were running around. It was just sort of like the chaos in your home, but the joy as well. Can you remember before the very first kitchen disco, what you thought this was about, what it was going to be for?
I don't think I really had much thought about what... It was a very instinctive thing, actually, not just for me, but for Richard, my husband, who helped do all the technical side of it and actually who had the idea to do the first one. And I think for us, as a family, that's how we cope with stress and pressure, is we sort of let loose with a bit of music, and all that stuff was already in our kitchen. The smoke machine, the disco ball, the bun... Yes, I didn't put up a single thing.
I thought you'd specifically dress the set, your kitchen.
I think that's what's loopy, and sometimes you learn about yourself when you're under a bit of pressure.
Yes.
Like lots of people, we found those 2 years really intense, and this was just a way to let some of that energy out. And it was really helpful for stress, actually. And I've kind of learned a little bit more about myself and how I deal with things through seeing myself go, well, slightly loopy in the discos, but also finding an outlet. And
yes.
I really loved it.
Remember you were saying you've got all these fabulous clothes that you can't wear. So you're just not going to wear them in my kitchen?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just going to wear my sparkly frocks wherever I can.
And the community that came out of it as well was really special. I felt such a pure connection. I mean, obviously my day job is singing, but the discos weren't really about that. They were about that connection that came from a much more... sort of like my heart, really. And
what does that... And are those people still part of your life, then, on Instagram? Those people who came to you and found that it was joyful? I
think they are. And also, Richard and I made a promise to ourselves halfway through the kitchen discos that we would love to take it live, because we suddenly realised this isn't just what we're doing while life is on pause. This is actually something we want to live outside of now.
It's brilliant.
We took it on the road. We're doing another Christmas kitchen disco tour this November and December, and people are coming and they dress up, and it's a party. I want to have that party with everybody.
It's just brilliant, isn't it, how your instincts have spawned a completely new side to your career. Not a different side, but a new phase of your career.
It's definitely...
New audiences and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely... I mean, I suppose, like lots of people, when I couldn't do the thing I normally do, I ended up doing something else. But I feel like a lot of people have taken part of what happened during that 2 years and incorporated it into their life now, because that's what happened. That's the path we took.
But you've written a brand new album of your own music, which is the day job, isn't it?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about this one. The album's called Hannah. And I thought it was named after someone, but it's not.
It's not, actually. So Hannah, spelled H-A-N-A, is the Japanese word for blossom. So it's got the kanji on the cover as well. Because it's also the Japanese word for nose. So if you haven't got the right kanji, it could be either nose or blossom, but I'm doing the blossom
Nose, as in the nose you smell with.
As in your nose, so this album is all about new beginnings and optimism. It's very poppy, it's very optimistic, it's quite kaleidoscopic. It's my third album with a singer-songwriter called Ed Harcourt.
Yes.
So we've done Wanderlust, Familia, and in this one we're in a kind of imagined Japanese landscape.
Do you live in your imagination a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I think, that's kind of like my big escape, really, and I feel like I really need that place to go. And I've realised a lot of songs about the necessity to have this sort of other realm that you can escape to.
I love that. And your real life with your 5 boys is very much grounded, isn't it, in the practicality of every day of a juggling mum. And I know you do this brilliant podcast. And I was just looking down the list of people you've had not all just celebrity mums, you've had a lot of celebrity mums on there, but just a lot of business women, a lot of, chefs, all sorts of women on there. Tell me a bit about the ones that have struck you, all the themes that have come up from the working mum kind. It's called Spinning Plates, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So I speak to working women who happen to be mothers. You'll have to come on sometime if you'd like to. And it's the conversation. You know, if you sit next to someone you don't know at a dinner party or something, or you find yourself, I don't know, at school gate, it's that conversation that women often have with one another if you happen to be mums and you're also trying to, you know, do what you need to do and what makes you feel good about yourself and work.
It's funny, you just asked me how much sleep I get, which is one of the things that I get asked all the time. And it is that sort of thing about, and you were like, you don't think you get enough sleep?
Yeah. Yes, I know. Well, yeah, I'm really bad at that. It's something I need to work on. But, you know, I mean, I've had, like, Dame Deborah James, who I know has been a regular here. She was a guest. And there's such a privilege.
You had Jacqueline Gold on as well, who recently sadly passed away.
I know. I was so sad to hear about both those women because they were incredible. And when you get that chance, it's such a privilege to sit down with someone you think is amazing and then just be really nosy and ask them lots of questions and have that conversation. And, you know, I've been doing the podcast now for 3 years, and I have to say it's also some of the best conversations I've had in the last 3 years, if not the best. I've loved it.
It's really powerful. And so are you going on tour with the new material as well as doing a bit of kitchen disco?
Yes. So I've got a one-off album launch gig at Lafayette, which is in London, which is already sold out. But we'll be doing more, loads and loads of festivals, and then the Christmas kitchen disco in November, December. So there'll be a sprinkling of the album, sprinkling of Christmas, and lots of parties.
And do the boys come along? No, this is mum's space.
You know what? I've taken to saying to them, who wants to come and just sing, who puts their hands up?
No,
I don't think it's ever a full house.
No, annoying. Brilliant stuff. So lovely to have you in, Sophie.
Nice to see
Congratulations on the new material.
Thank you.
Sophie's new single, Breaking the Circle, is now out, and it's really lovely.